I mean, are you gagged right now? Like, are you kidding me? Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I am so excited for today. And I say that all the time, but I'm extra excited today because we're doing a brand review and I love brand reviews. Today we're talking about Jones Road Beauty, you guys. And I know someone's like, girl, what took you so dang long? And you're right. I should have filmed this a while ago and I just didn't. But today we're talking about Jones Road Beauty and I'm really freaking excited for a lot of reasons. I've been testing their products out for a while and I have a lot of thoughts and I have a lot to share. And I think this is one of those brands that a lot of people have questions about, but they're unsure about the products, but also the brand. So we're getting into the nitty gritty today and I'm super excited. If you don't know, Jones Road Beauty was started and founded by Bobbi Brown, who is iconic for a lot of reasons. And I would say if you're kind of my age group or you were in high school around, let's say 2004 to 2009, like let's use that, or 10, like that kind of time frame, I feel like it was very iconic for us because shows like Laguna Beach talked about Bobbi Brown. And those were huge shows at the time. I mean, I feel like they're still kind of huge. Like people rewatch Laguna Beach all the time, rightfully so. Iconic. So good. So good. I mean, the peak reality TV, where it kind of all started, really, you know, reality TV shows where they follow you around in your life and not just shows like Next, which also, side note, how is that show allowed on TV? I feel like we're all kind of reflecting on it now when we see memes and stuff like that. We're like, how is this show allowed on television? It was wild. But shows like, again, Laguna Beach really talked about it. And I think that's, at least for my age group, what made it really iconic. In high school, that was kind of, if you wore makeup, a lot of the time a lot of people wore Bobbi Brown. So I was really intrigued when I saw that this brand kind of launched, and I was really interested to see and like what it was all about, because the second I saw that like an icon like her started something like this, I was like, okay, well, I guess we're slapping it in our carts and we're buying everything and we're testing it out, because not only is it Bobbi Brown, but it's a clean brand that Bobbi Brown launched, and I found that really interesting. So I've talked enough. I want to get into it. I want to tell you my thoughts. So I just want to jump in and get started, but I would love to know what other brands you want to see reviews on. And I just want to jump in and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, I want to jump in and get into this Jones Road Beauty review. All right, you guys, let's get into it. I'm very excited. So I'm going to start kind of in order of what I think you guys will have the most questions on, or the products you're the most intrigued on, and kind of go back. I could be wrong in this order, but I feel like I've gotten a lot of questions about these products, so I'm going to kind of do it like that. First things first, Miracle Balm. So this is the Miracle Balm, and this is in the shade Tawny, the shade that I got. They have a ton of shades. Oh my god. This pot is a mess. So this is the product here. And again, this is the shade Tawny. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, this is not going to be a product for everybody. I just want to say that. So this is kind of their all-in-one kind of product. So it is, I'm going to swatch and everything. This is a kind of oil-based product. I'm looking at the monitor that I have in front of me here, so I make sure I'm like swatching good. So this is the shade Tawny, just so that you can see. And they say that you can use this kind of all over the face. You can use this with a light moisturizer on top. To be honest, I don't know if I love it like that. It is, I'm going to kind of blend it out for you guys so you can kind of see. This, I used a lot more product than I would actually use if I used it all over the face, to be clear, just so that you can see the shade. This is kind of what it looks like. And you can see the sheen here, right? Like you can see. So I don't have dry skin. I feel like I have kind of a combo. And with that, I feel like even with combo skin, I don't love it. I think if you have oily skin, this might be a challenge if you're using it all over the face. You can also pinpoint it on your cheeks. They have ones that are more bronzy in tone, so you can use that as more of a bronzer. I don't know. I feel like this is a very subtle product. So you can just use this to kind of correct, you know, if they say, you know, this one I think they said was really good for neutral undertones or olive undertones. They let you know kind of undertone wise which one would be best for you, or that they think would be best for you depending on your needs, obviously. I don't necessarily love this all over the face. Again, I just want to say I think that this can work, but I think that there's a way that it can work. I don't like if I'm using it just on my face, like no foundation at all. I do not like using it with my fingers because I prefer, again, not to use it all over the face. I kind of like to use it on my cheeks to create a light, simple, flushed from within look. And with that, I like to use a brush. I like to use it on top of skin tints. And again, with my finger, I find that because it's an oil base, it will kind of remove the product underneath. I don't think that I think it applies just best with a brush when you're using it as like a pinpointed product. Because I also think because it's an oil base, it can kind of spread a little bit more than you want it to. So I like to use a brush like this. This is the Sephora 99 or the Sephora 96 or 93. Those are my favorite brushes to kind of use with this product. This product, when you get it, is like just flat. It has like a coating on top, and you kind of have to dig in and kind of loosen it up, and then you, not loosen it up, but make it look like this basically. And then you kind of scoop a little bit out with your hand, or I mean, if you want something a little bit more sanitary, I'm sure you can use something to scoop it out with. You have to warm up the product. Like, you need to make sure that you warm it up, or you're really, I think you're gonna have a tough time with this product. Once you warm it up though, and you kind of figure out the way that you like to use it, it might not be all over the face. It might be all over the face. It might be with a moisturizer on top. It might be mixed with something else. I personally, again, like it pinpointed. Once you figure out the way that you like to use this, I actually really do enjoy this product. And I think for a nice little lit from within, blushing from within look, for a very, very minimalist looking kind of day, I really like this. Okay, next, let's move on to mascara. The mascara. So this is, I feel like they all have names. Oh, it's actually called the mascara. The mascara from Jones Road Beauty. So it has kind of a U shape, a noodle shape, and I find this mascara really interesting for a few reasons. The brush I find fascinating because it looks like a traditional brush, but it doesn't feel like a traditional brush, but it also doesn't feel like a plastic brush. It is a kind of the perfect combination of the two, I would say. If you like a traditional brush, but you also like how defining plastic bristles can be, you would probably really like this. This is a really good all-in-one mascara. And what I mean by that is I feel like it's lengthening, I feel like it's volumizing, and I feel like it's separating. And that I find to be really, really rare with volumizing mascaras, because they tend to, again, not only have a ton of product on the brush, this doesn't have a ton. You kind of get pockets of product on this, and so I just kind of clean those off, but you don't have to clean this off a ton. Like, let's say if you watch my review on the new Ilia volumizing mascara or those types of mascaras, it's not like that. It's very different. So because the bristles are kind of more of that traditional brush mixed with a combination of plastic, I tried to look up online what this brush was made of, but I couldn't find it. I don't know if I just missed it on the website or something like that, but this is really, really interesting. It definitely gives me defined lash. It definitely can give me volumizing, but it's kind of like the perfect of all worlds, if that makes sense. I really, really actually enjoy this. I find that it wears really nicely. I find that it doesn't really run. If I don't clean off the brush, if there's like a bunch of product on the brush, I find that I can have a little bit of running, but this actually wears really, really well. I don't find that my lashes droop towards the end of the day, really. Just kind of the normal drooping that you would have towards the end of the day, I want to say. This is really, really good. I enjoy this. I like how my lashes look with this. I've been wearing this a ton. This is an amazing grab and go. If you really like the Glossier Lash Slick, or even the Ilia Limitless Mascara, but you want something with a little bit more oomph to it, or you want something, let's say, with the Ilia mascara, you want something with more of a traditional brush, I would definitely check this out. I would say this is a really, really just, it's a good staple product, and I think I haven't seen it talked about enough, and so I really want to highlight, I like this mascara a lot. She's so cute. So good. Okay, next, let's move on to these. Let's move on to their complexion sticks. What are these called? The face sticks from Jones Road Beauty. So these are kind of all over the face sticks. And I have two shades. So I have the shade 12 and the shade 16. So I'm going to swatch these for you. Yeah, okay, my hand is fairly clean. I was testing a mask, an eyeliner that literally did not budge, and I tried my hardest and it still didn't budge when I had to scrub, you guys. It was wild. But this is, what shade is this? This is shade 12. I will say that I found it hard to figure out which one to get. I wish that, this is a complaint I have with most brands. Why don't you have accurate depictions of the people that can use this? Like, if it's one shade, that doesn't mean like only one person can use it. Does that make sense? I feel like it shows you like one person and you're like, but that looks like the shade for me, but that person looks nothing like me. And then I'll try it and I'll be like, oh, okay, this is a perfect shade for me, but this person looks completely the opposite of me, if that makes sense. I find that frustrating, but maybe that's just a me problem. It probably is just a me problem. So these are the two shades. So this is 12 and this is 16. And 16 I kind of will use all over the face. I'm a little bit tan right now, so this was my, when I ordered these, it was cold, okay? Your girl had no sunlight. Vitamin D was lacking, if you will. I was pale. But this is kind of a good option for me for kind of pinpointing all over the face. I like shade 12 for under the eyes. I also like combining these for under the eyes. I find that this is a really nice, easy product. It just is really nice. So I'm gonna blend these out so you can kind of see what they look like. So when you blend it out, this is the shade 12. That's what 12 looks like blended out. And this is the shade 16. So when you blend it out, you can kind of see that they blend out nice. They are creamy. They're good at covering spots. I would say with really severe hyperpigmentation, I don't necessarily love this. But I also think with really severe hyperpigmentation, sometimes you gotta just let it go because not everything's gonna cover it. And hyperpigmentation happens, you guys. Like, everyone has it. Not everyone. Some people are just blessed, and I'm not one of them. But like, people have hyperpigmentation. It's hard to cover, especially when it gets super, super dark. Like mine sometimes are almost the color of my shirt, like so dark. And it takes a while to get rid of, and I know it's like so frustrating, but sometimes you just have to kind of accept the fact that not everything is going to kind of be great for it. But this is really nice. I like this. And as you see, when I blend out 16 for just kind of pinpointing on the face, it's actually really, really nice. And once I set it, because I do like to set this, I find that it is just like a good color for me. These are really, really good. I do enjoy these. I find that these are great for like a grab and go product. Will they be replacing my regular under eye concealer? No, but I don't prefer a stick concealer. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. I prefer something that's a little bit creamier for everyday, like slap on and go kind of product, because I like to blend my concealer out with like a beauty sponge. And these I find you have to kind of work with a little bit more, but they're really, really nice. They're super creamy. And I think if you are the type of person that likes something like this, they're really good. Also, I just wanna say, you have to sharpen them. So you need to have a sharpener. I do believe Jones Road Beauty has a sharpener. I don't have their sharpener. I have just something. But if you like something that's gonna super pinpoint and create a sharp point, I would probably use their pencil sharpener. Am I okay? Sharpener, just because I don't find that like the sharpener I have that I use at home does that good of a job with these products specifically. It does well with other pencil products, but not these ones. Okay, next let's do brows. So this is their brow crayon. What is this called? The brow pencil. And the shade that I have in this is the shade Dark Brunette. So I'm going to show you kind of, this is the pencil, and I'm going to swatch this on the back of my hand. So that is just kind of what it looks like. It's not so intense that like you're going to look, again, I feel like I've mentioned all these iconic shows from our youth, but Sandy Cohen from the OC. Real quick, like this is nice because, I'm pointing to the wrong side. This is nice because it kind of just has pigmentation, but it's not super pigmented. And you can kind of, what I like to do with this is have a spoolie present. As you can see, this isn't super sharp. It was sharp when I got it, but I will say, I feel like it was a little fuzzy when I got it. Not like like it just had fuzzies on it. When I sharpened it, I didn't notice it anymore. I just want to say that. But I do feel like it had a little bit of fuzzies on it. So I sharpened it, and my sharpener, again, does not work that well with these. So I don't get the super sharp point. But because I don't have the thickest brows, but I do have like thicker brows. For me, that's fine. I just use this, I kind of lightly kind of spoolie, or oh my god, what's the word? I kind of lightly feather in my brows, and then I take a spoolie and I just kind of brush through, and I'm really happy with that, and I think that it looks really, really nice. And I do find that it lasts long. Like, I'm gonna go with this and just go over the top so you can kind of see how it lasts. It kind of comes off a little bit, but it's not like a ton where like I'm nervous. And if I let it sit for a little bit longer, I find that I don't have as much come off. And if I'm not sitting in these like studio lights, which I am right now, the product isn't as emollient, if I don't know even know if that's the right word, but it doesn't spread as much. This is really, really nice. Okay, let's eyeliner. So this is the Jones Road. What is this called? The Best Pencil. I love their names. They're so cute. What was this? This is the Miracle Bomb. The mascara, I love it. Okay, so the shade that I have in this is black, and I really wanted to see what their black pencil was all about. So I'm gonna swatch this for you. I'm gonna look at the monitor to make sure I'm like doing a good line. So that is one just swipe of it, and it's not super intense, but it's not super, super not like it does. I feel like it's a good in between for a black pencil. And I really find this interesting. So I'm gonna let this sit for a second while I talk to you about this, and then I'm gonna go over it, because a lot of the time with brow pencils and also eye pencils, you gotta give it a second to see how it sets up. This I find really, really interesting, because this isn't necessarily a kohl type of eyeliner. Like, I don't like this for in the waterline, just because I find it in the waterline, if you have smudgy waterline rim eyes. Not everyone has that, but like I find I have like my eyes get a little bit watery. I don't love this for that. It doesn't last necessarily like the, let's say, Urban Decay, like tight line eyeliner. I think that's what it's called. No, maybe that's a MAC eyeliner. But it doesn't last like the Urban Decay eyeliners in the like lash line. I find that it smudges a little bit quicker and also runs a little bit more just for the line there. But this is a really nice eyeliner for the just lash line. So we let that sit for a second. I'm gonna go over it. So it does come off a little bit, as you can see. I hope you can see. Let me get it to stop focusing on my face. There we go. It does come off a little bit. This is one that I will say is really, really good for smudging. So if you like a little bit more of a smudgy like lash look, which I love that, because if you like to create kind of a winged liner look, but that looks like a smudgy one, which is really popular right now, this is a really good one for that, because once it smudges, it kind of sets up differently than if you just line it, if that makes sense. I find that I like to do that, and then I like to set this with a little bit of powder. And I find, again, like if you're wearing one like this isn't necessarily a long wear eye pencil. If you set it with some powder, then you're good to go for the day. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a colored powder. It could be just any powder. I've done that. I've done that with just like a translucent setting powder that is like super translucent and doesn't like give any pigment, and been happy with it. But this is really, really good for that. I can create a smudgy lash look, and I can't do that with a lot of my long wear eye pencils because they don't smudge that easily, and I like something super smudgy when I do that. So if I'm doing a more like sexy eye look, this is a pencil I would grab and be really happy with, because it smudges really easily, but it doesn't get like messy, if that makes sense. Like you saw when I went over this, it didn't get messy. I just had a little bit come off on my finger. I actually really like this. Okay, next, let's stick with eyes, you guys. So we have some eyeshadow. Now, I really wanted to do their single single eyeshadows, because I find that single eyeshadows are, I find not only hard to come by, but also I don't always feel like they get the love that they deserve. So I really wanted to try these out. So the shade that I got in this is the shade Patina. Now, I've also tried one of their matte ones, and I just want to say I was very impressed. So I'm going to do over here a swatch of patina. I mean, are you gagged right now? Like, are you kidding me? It's so creamy. Like, their shimmers specifically are so freaking creamy. Like, look at that. And look at that. I just blended it. Again, gagged, screaming, dying, 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 gagging. So good. Like, just wild. Look at that. It's so good and it lasts so well. I do, again, I have, like, my eyes get a little bit oily, my lids. I like to use primer when I'm wearing specifically shimmer eyeshadows, because I always find no matter what, they crease a little bit more than I would say mattes do. And then I set that with a translucent powder, and then this just on top with my finger, dying. Or getting a flat kind of concealer brush, putting a little bit of this product on that, and then spraying it to get even more shimmer, and packing it on the lid, like, just gorgeous. Like, literally such a pretty night out color. Again, I've used their mattes before, and I actually really like them. I find that their eyeshadows, I'm honestly truly really impressed with their eyeshadows. I didn't think that I was gonna be. They have just the right amount of fallout, in the sense that, like, they're not packed super really hard where you're like, okay, where is the product? They give you the pigmentation that they want, like, that you want, but also that they want. It's just so good. I was really prepared to dislike them, because single eyeshadows, again, sometimes can be wax city. They just can be wax city. But this one specifically, I find to be so good. I find that their mattes are super creamy. They blend really well. And I think if you set your eye up well, they don't skip. I don't necessarily always set my eye, like, I just don't. But sometimes if you don't kind of put at least a little bit of powder down, it's gonna skip, just because there's oils on your face, and that can create some skipping. But I don't find that even with these, like, they really do that. These are so good. Again, I'm just gonna show you this again. It's so good. And for someone who likes, like, a more smoky eye, but you don't want it super dark, you want something that's light, but you don't want to necessarily add, like, a light kind of highlighter color, like, this is so good. And I find colors like this specifically to be harder to come by. I feel like these days, like, not everyone loves a cool tone. These are really good. I like this a lot. Lips. Let's do it, you guys. Lips. So this is the, what is this called? I like the names of these. Oh, just the Cool Gloss. Just the Cool Gloss. That's what it's called. And the shade I have in this is Nude Beige. And I got Nude Beige because I love a beigey tone. I just do. And I feel like it is fun to wear on top of, like, darker colors. I like to line my lips a lot of the time with darker colors, and then go on top with, like, a more, again, a beigey nude of some type. And this I was really intrigued by. They have a ton of shades. I was really impressed by their shade range. They have some bright colors. They have the browns, you guys. So cute. Like, honestly, I really like their brown tones, but I went with this. Now, when I first opened this, I have to say, a lot of oil came out. And I thought it, like, then I, like, tried to shake it, which I can't. It's a two, like, there's no shaking this. And once you kind of get through the oil, I don't know if it was just me, like, it could just be this color, because, like, I don't think with necessarily the clear shade you would have that. But this is really interesting. So I'm gonna swatch this for you. I actually might try it on, even though I don't think it's, I don't want to line my lips today, but let's see. So this is the shade. It is a very pinky color, for my complexion at least. I think on other people this would be more of a truer beige tone, but this is definitely more pinky on my complexion. And I find these really interesting because they're very minty, like minty, okay? Like, this is the type of minty where, like, if you don't like mint, she's not for you, because it does, like, linger. Like, you'll taste it. And it's oily. Not oily, like, gross, but it's not super thick as a gloss. So it's a little bit more of a thinner consistency, but not super thin where it's, like, gonna spread all over your face and you're gonna look like you just had a bucket of fried chicken. It's not that type of greasy or that type of thin. It's a little bit thicker than that. And I mean, you can see the coverage here. I mean, pigmentation, hello. I mean, dying. So, so good. Again, minty. I find that they're super hydrating, which I do like. I'm going to try a little bit of this on. This is a little bit light for me right now, I will say. I would say, again, I like this on top of a more brown color. I'm looking in the mirror here to see kind of what it looks like. It's a lighter tone. But let's say, oh, I have lip liners in front of me here. Let's grab one. Okay, here. This is Victoria Beckham 05, and I'm going to actually, I want to try this on for you just so you can see. So that's that, and then I'm going to take a little bit of this, again, Jones Road, in the shade Cool, what is this, Cool Beige? No, Nude Beige. Take a little bit on my finger and just add it on top. And I really like kind of what that looks like. And it just adds like a nice, again, I'm tasting mint right now. I'm smelling mint right now. It kind of fades after a little bit, but like the smell specifically. But if you're sensitive to mint smell, like I don't know if this will be for you, but it's so pretty and I really like it. And yeah, I think that this is definitely like one that's worth checking out. Their clear shade is probably awesome because I mean, you don't always, not you, I don't always want like a shade. Sometimes I prefer something more sheer, but I wanted to try a color and be able to tell you how pigmented they are. But I do think that this looks really nice. And I find that I feel hydrated. Again, this is a thinner gloss, but it's not so thin that I don't like it. I don't love thin glosses, but this is really, really nice. I do enjoy it. And yeah, that is it for my Jones Road beauty review. I kind of want to do a roundup of the products that I love the most. And first things first, I mean, you know it. You're not shocked by it. Their mascara, I'm freaking obsessed with this. This is so good. I've been grabbing this literally for the last 2 weeks, like nonstop. Outside of mascaras that I'm currently testing, obsessed with this. Really, really good. And I find it's just like, I love it. This, you're not shocked by this either. Specifically this color. I like their eyeshadows, but this color specifically, Patina, is just like, again, gag screaming in a casket, like dying. So, 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 so good. And I also really like their eyeliner, but it's not my favorite eyeliner, but I do really enjoy it. And again, like this specifically, like these three together, I've done a look with all three of these. Ooh, let me know if you actually want to see that look, but I've done a look with all three of these and it was so good, and it was really, really simple and easy, which I really like. I also like their, I like all their products. Their complexion sticks are really nice. What are these? The face pencil. I don't grab this that much, so I'm not going to say that it's like my favorite out of all of these. I would say that the eye products are definitely my favorite, but I do enjoy these, and I think that they do a really, really good job. And when I'm trying to cover something or under my eyes, even like quick and easy peasy, and I don't bring something that's more of a like a liquid concealer, I do enjoy these a lot. And yeah, that's it for this video. That's it for my Jones Road beauty review. I would love to know, have you used these products? If you have, what are your thoughts, questions, or concerns? Which ones did you like? Which ones did you not like? Or did you like all of them, and is this like your brand? You're like literally every time that they come out with something, you're grabbing it, because I would love to know. Also, let me know any other brands that you would like to see me review down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.